Welcome to Selfish Confidence, a place where we can connect and be real about how hard it is to be your damn self. My name is Jess, and my goal is to help you build confidence and belief in yourself to live any life path you want, even if it's unconventional. It's time to flip off societal pressures and connect with women who've also felt on the outside by their life choices. We're here to encourage you to grab the mic and speak your truth. I know it can be scary, but we're in this together. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Selfish Confidence Podcast. It's Jess here, and I'm sitting over in the confidence corner, having a moment thinking about a really important topic that I wanted to talk to you about today. And as soon as I bring it up, I feel like there's one of two reactions that can come with it. It's either, oh my gosh, me too, I'm with you, sis, or it's eye roll, oh my God, like I don't even want to talk about that. And I feel you. I feel you on that. And I should give you the opportunity to actually have a reaction before I just kind of assume that there's only two ways that you might think about this. But I wanted to talk to you today about your time on your phone. And it's really ironic thinking about that because you're probably on your phone right now listening to this. And this topic keeps coming up over and over and over again in my head. And when that does, it's like a reminder to me, okay, I have to do an episode on this because myself and also others are struggling with this. I know I'm not alone in holding myself back from things in my life because I'm on my phone too much, or missing moments because I'm on my phone too much. Or have you ever been on a road trip and there's this really cool thing and the driver sees it because they're not on their phones, hopefully. And they're just like, oh, did you see that, deer over there? And you're just like, oh no, I missed it because you were scrolling on your phone. Or did you see that eagle? Like, for me, it's always wildlife, and I think that's the coolest thing, but you can miss it so quickly if you're not paying attention. And my husband and I had a conversation the other day all about just summer in general. And summer's going by so fast and we're missing so many moments. And since then, it's been like go, go, go. We've just had so many opportunities to be able to experience summer, like going to the beach and having road trips. And we got to go on a kayaking adventure and really just enjoying summer and soaking up those moments while they're here. Because as you know, if you're in Canada too, we don't get summer forever. So I'm just doing my best to soak it all up. And when I'm in it, I'm really in it. Like I don't want to be on my phone. I don't want to be missing the moments. And although I love to take videos and I love to share them with you, I've been really trying to take the videos and then put my phone away so that I can be in nature. And something that I noticed over the last few days as we've been going on a lot of adventures is one of my signs is feathers. And I've been seeing feathers everywhere. And I know the only reason I'm seeing them is because my phone is down and my eyes are open. I've been seeing feathers on my walks, feathers in the ocean while I was swimming, feathers on our kayaking tour, feathers just literally everywhere. As soon as we got to, we were invited to an event on the weekend, and as soon as we got there, this kayaking event, there was a giant feather like sitting right in the walkway. I would have not noticed that had I been on my phone. And I wouldn't have noticed the feathers in the water had I been on my phone. And I really am just starting to see this more and more as my eyes are open and off the screen. I'm getting to see and experience so much more. And I actually encourage you, if you've been asking for a sign, if you've been really lost and feeling discouraged and you're just like, I don't know what's for me, and I've been asking for a sign and I just am not seeing it. So is this life really for me? Is this, insert what you've been asking for really for me? And I challenge you, maybe this is your sign. Maybe you listening to this episode is the sign to put your phone down and start to see the things around you. Start to see the thing you're asking for, because it might just be right in front of you and you've been so distracted on your phone lately, comparing yourself to other people online and ignoring the fact that you already know what you need to do to put your phone down and to spend some time with yourself. So I want you to do something today. I want you to go into your settings and to go see your screen time. And I know you're just like, oh, I don't even want to look at that. But the first step in confidence, as we know, is awareness, knowing ourselves and getting to know ourselves. It's the same thing when it comes to something like this. Something maybe you want to break, a habit you want to break, or even just to know where you're at, where you're starting. So go and look at your screen time. And I'm right there with you. It has been a wild week and I have been numbing a lot with my phone. I wouldn't be making this episode if it wasn't something that I was also struggling with too. So I'm right there with you. But I want you to open up your settings and go look at your screen time and see how much time you've been spending on your phone. Maybe just on the weekend, or maybe it was last week. Maybe you're in a job that you just do not love, and so you spend a lot of time during the day on your phone. I see that one a lot in my client calls. Where are you starting when it comes to the screen time habit, and where do you want to be? It's funny because I was looking up trackers online. I was like, oh, this would be really cool, like to set up a tracker where we can really like look every day on how much time we're spending on our phone. And all of the trackers were for like toddlers to like get screen time, like to earn screen time through chores. So we are working on putting something together for adults who are looking to decrease their screen time, not increase it with chores, because I also have to do the chores. So maybe that could still work. Anyways, it's so important that you start to see where you're starting. And where do you want to go? The number one excuse we hear all the time is, if I had more time, I'd do this. Oh, I would only do that if I had more time. Oh my gosh, I wish I had more time, right? We say it all the time. I do too. I'm like, oh man, if only I had more time, I'd be able to do this, and this, right? And when you look at that timestamp I just told you to look at when it comes to your screen time, even for just yesterday, what do you see? How much time is there? What could you be doing with that time instead? And maybe you're like me and you work from your phone. So sometimes that time can be really high, and we need it to be high because that's how we work. But we know the difference between the work that we're doing, the time that we're spending on our phone for work, and the time that we're spending on our phone for numbing or for scrolling or for just spending some time on our phone. And I am not here to be like, put your phone away and never touch it again. It's the devil. No, that's not what I'm talking about, because I really think it's an awesome tool. It's super useful. It helps us to stay connected. It is a really important piece of our life, but it doesn't have to be the whole piece of our life. It doesn't have to be everything. The world is out there. Experiences are out there. Signs are out there. And you're missing them because you're so caught up in this screen or in the lives of other people. A client said this to me the other day, and it's been stuck in my head ever since. And I think that's why this topic keeps coming up. She said to me, like, I'm so worried about missing out on everybody else's life, but I'm not worried about missing out on mine. And that's what's happening when I'm on my phone. I'm missing out on my own life. And even though we want to know what everybody's doing and who got engaged and what's happening and whose birthday it is, I'm right there with you. We can still do those things and have a life outside our phones. Did you know the average person picks up their cell phone 2,617 times a day? 2,617 times in a day. Like, that is wild. And most people on average spend around 3 hours and 15 minutes each day on their phone. And I am right there in that time. Like, sometimes it's more than that, sometimes it's less than that. It really depends on what's going on and what I have to do. But that's wild, like 3 hours a day. And some of that is just scrolling, some of that's numbing, and some of that's obviously work and picking up phone calls and talking to our loved ones and connecting with people online. Only you know where you'd want to be. And maybe for you, you want to be at 3 hours a day, and that's totally good for you. It's just about you knowing and not comparing yourself to other people. That's the big one I noticed too, or even comparing your days. Today was a good day because I only spent this much time on my phone. Or, oh, today was a bad day because I spent this much time on your phone. You get to decide what the goal is and where you want to be and how much time you want to focus on it. It doesn't matter what anyone else around you does. And it doesn't matter what anyone else around you says. All that matters is that you're sticking to the goals that you want to have and how much time you want to spend on your phone. But if you're like me and you want to reduce a little bit of screen time right now, especially in the summer, as I just want to soak up as much of this time as possible, I have a few tips that I wanted to share with you that'll be really, really quick and also simple for you to start implementing today. The first one is moving your apps around on your phone. We are such a creature of habit that you just pick up your phone and even without realizing, you're just like, holy crap, I'm in Instagram and I've been here for 15 minutes. I don't know about you, but I've blacked out and that has happened. So move your apps around so that when you go in and you click where normally Instagram might be and you click, like I put Zoom there. I think that'd be hilarious. Every time I open up Zoom, I'm like, wait a second, why am I here? And this is just going to trick your brain a little bit. You're going to have to work a little harder if you actually want to go into the apps you want to go into. And it just takes one step out of it. Somebody also mentioned like putting a longer passcode on your phone, which I don't think is as relevant because we can use like the face feature. But anyways, if you use like a passcode, put a longer passcode on, because then you're just going to have to think about it a little bit more. I read online that someone also mentioned putting a tie wrap, like a hair tie around your phone, because it makes it harder for you to do things, even like texting. You can answer phone calls pretty easy, but having some tie wrap around your phone just creates that level of awareness for you to be like, hey, like, oh, why am I on my phone? Oh, this is kind of annoying to be doing this around this tie wrap. And what am I here for? And you can just be a little more intentional with it, because again, we are addicted to these devices, and sometimes we can go into them without even noticing what's going on, right? And as we do, if you have something that just like makes your brain kind of click out of that moment of addiction, that habit that we have, you'll start to just be like, oh, wait, why am I here? Oh yeah, I don't even want to be here at all. Maybe it'll help you to put that phone down or help you to be more intentional with the time that you do have on your phone. And I know you've probably heard this one before, but I think it's a really important one. Like putting your phone away as soon as you get in the house. Or maybe you have a basket in your house that's like the device basket and everything goes in there, and it could have chargers and everything so that it is good to go. Keep your phone away from your bedside table. That is one that I used to do really well, but I also like to listen to sounds and they come from my phone. I need to change that up. So I'm going to be starting this one as well, just moving it away from my bedside table, having a space that I can put it when I'm home so that I'm not just like grabbing it because it's around and grabbing it because I'm bored. What could you be grabbing instead? Is there something you've been really wanting to work on, or a book you've been really wanting to read? Or maybe it's a video game. Like it doesn't have to be like, oh, I just have to get off screens altogether. Maybe it's something else, a TV show you will really want to watch, and you're watching this without your phone. Because if you're like me, sometimes you're watching things and looking at your phone and, just consumed with devices all the time. But maybe we could have the rule of like one device at a time. And that could be really simple too. These little things can make a big difference in not only your screen time, but in your attention time and how you have conversations with people and how you can focus on things. And especially for my listener who is a big dreamer. Maybe it's you and you're like, I have this dream on my heart. I have this thing I want to do, but I just haven't been able to get there. Maybe having less screen time and really just getting away from that distraction is going to help you to take action a little bit more. And like I said, when you look at that screen time, what would you do with those 3 hours? What would you do with that time differently? Maybe it's work on that dream, lean into something different. And the last thing I'll say on this is get some accountability around this. I know it's kind of ironic to say because a lot of our accountability will come from being on our phones or connecting with people on social media. And I'm right there with you. I actually grabbed my phone this morning and connected with a few people who I know also struggle with this today. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to put together some kind of 30-day tracker and community that'll help us to step away from our phones, and not even step away, just be aware. I don't think that the phone is the devil. I don't think we need to throw it in the garbage, but I do think we need to be aware of how much time we're spending on it. And I really want to be able to do this in the sisterhood. So if you're part of the Selfish Sisterhood, our online community that's totally off of social media, where you can connect and be yourself and just lean into what it is that you're struggling with and being real with people on that. And I think this is one of the perfect things to add in there for anyone who might be facing that right now. So if you are listening to this and you're just like, I need some help, I need some accountability because everybody I know is addicted to their phones, send me a message so that we can connect and know that you're not alone on this. And let me know, do you have any tips for how to spend less time on your phone? Is there anything that you've been doing that you're just like, this has really been helping me? Because I know this is going to be so much more fun if we're in this together. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope you have an awesome week. Talk to you soon. What's up, sis? I am so glad we could hang out today. If you love this episode, send it to a friend or share it on your social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me sprinkle some confidence in the world. And don't forget, you are magic. Let's show the world your shine.